is a horrible day in the neighborhood. A horrible day for a neighbor. I need to come up with lyrics to that song, because what I'm gonna do right now, since we're going to be doing a little bit of reading, I need to change my fucking attire here, because how is it possible that I would be able to take you to school without the proper gimmicks in order? Is the question that you might be asking yourself. Well, don't you worry. I done got you covered. Because, my friends, the bus has just pulled up, motherfuckers. That's right. That's right, goddammit. Where's my fucking hat? You know what? We're not putting the wig on. We're not doing that. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate, goddammit. Mr. Fizzle is in the hizzle. You dizzle. Now here we go, dude. That was fucking horrible, dude. Fucking horrific. Ugh.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
Oh, man. Sorry about that. Oh, it's late. I should be in bed. I'm an old man. Anyway. Let's get this motherfucker started. Yes. Make my head small. Ooh. Why don't I just move me over here? Hey, look at me. I'm over here now. Nah. Why it's too big. Alright. A little bit smaller. Alright. There we go. Right to the line. OCD is in check. SPM. It is not something that needs a password or a safe word. Is rather the story of the South Park Mexican. And I had a whole bit in my head. I was gonna have the sunglasses on and be like, we're gonna do a little investigating. And then right before I take the sunglasses up, I'll be like, 45 years, it looks like they gave him the whole enchilada. Yeah! And do all that, but I'm not good at video editing. So I'm not gonna do it. But if it'll make you feel better. There we go. Perfect. It looks like they gave him the whole enchilada. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's not as dramatic when I do it. Yeah! The real story. If you don't know the real story, then don't act like you know. Carlos Coy, aka SPM, aka the South Park Mexican, was framed. The mother of a 9-year-old is the wife of Carlos's best friend for life, Billy Stout. Billy and his wife, Marbles, are junior high school sweethearts. So Carlos has known both of them forever. Forever. Like, since he was poor and basically a neighborhood thug. Billy was his crime partner, also known as his partner in crime. Billy got locked up a long time ago. Carlos made the mistake of having a one-night stand fling with Marbles while Billy was in jail. You know what they say? I don't know how marbles are played, so I can't say the name right, so I'm gonna call her Marbles. You got a problem with that? You can suck my dick. Nobody gets that reference except for you because you're an old man. Alright, well, according to things I have heard, dude said that his friend had a crack cocaine problem and went away into a rehab facility, which at this point, I guess the guy got caught up, right? I don't know what Marbles looks like, so I mean, still, that's your man, dude. I don't think I could fuck my best friend's wife, girlfriend, whatever. But I'm not here to cast judgments. That's not on me to do. We're here to hear the whole story about what had happened. Carlos always regretted giving in to his temptation and vowed never to tell Billy of his wrongdoing. Marvels held this over his head for many years. Carlos became SPM, struck it rich. Marbles was trying to blackmail Carlos, telling him that if he didn't give her some money, she would tell Billy about the affair that they had. Carlos was and is not the type to take threats, so he ignored Marbles. Months before the accusation that he had sexually assaulted her daughter, Marbles had made it clear to Carlos that she was planning to ruin his life some way, somehow. He'll pay the price. Labor Day. Picture it. Sicily, 2001. Carlos's wife allowed Marbles' 9-year-old daughter to spend the night. You know you have a sleepover with her and Carlos's 5-year-old daughter, Charlie. I'm not reading the rest of her name. That, to me, doesn't even make sense. A 9-year-old hanging out with a 5-year-old. Anyway. And look, dude. Let's calm down, dunce cap, okay? It's possible. Maybe she was doing them a solid. Maybe the kid was a little wound up. When you're younger, a 5-year-old will look up to a 9-year-old like the 9-year-old is cool. So maybe the 9-year-old was just being like, you know what? I'll play nice. You know? It could have been anything, but I understand what you're saying. Doesn't seem like it would jive or whatever. This, in my opinion, was the opportunity Marbles needed to frame Carlos. 10 days after that night, Marbles claimed that her daughter told her that Carlos had touched her the night that she stayed at Charlie's house. I have to mention that at 2 in the morning of that night, Marbles' daughter complained of a stomach ache. Carlos took the little girl home. He even got off of the car and ate. What the fuck is that? Menudo? With the rest of her family before going back home? And you forgot the other thing, dude. That's alright, you're in a rush, I understand. Anyway, Marbles, after 10 days, had passed, took her daughter to CPS, which I'm shocked there's not a caption for that. I'm assuming it is Child Protective Services. Even though I know it's called something different in every state, I'm sure. but they told her that it had been over a week since this allegedly happened. Without any physical evidence, there wasn't much that they could do. So she told the CPS investigator that Carlos had fathered a child with a 14-year-old when he was 22. Now that was true, but what they don't tell you is the mother of that child was a 14-year-old posing as an 18-year-old. Look, dude, I mean, that's kind of hard to get over. You don't check IDs. I know it seems odd. You're in a strip club, you're hammered. Why would you bother to check IDs? But in the song, he doesn't go into any of this at all. He just goes directly into the situation. He avoids this altogether, I'm pretty sure. Whatever. So she could strip for a living. And that is where Carlos had met her. So he was definitely under the impression that she was of age. Dude, it wasn't until after she had had his child that Carlos found out her real age. Dude, I'm okay. You would imagine. This is even disgusting for me to say, but I would imagine that a 14-year-old's vagina doesn't look like a 18-year-old's vagina, dude. Ugh. I'm sorry, man. Fuck. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. What's done is done. I'm not here to pass judgments on the man. Not my place. Anyway. Alright, now where were we at? Stomach ache, took her home. Days passed. Been over a week. Physical evidence wasn't much they could do. 14 to 22. Which ironically got him 45. Huh? That was true. When you're 18, strip for a living. Definitely underage. Definitely under the impression that she was underage. It wasn't until she had the. Yeah, okay. Because she wanted child support. Which he gave her and continues to give her till this day. Which, alright, that's nice of him. But did he also hire her a therapist too? Because, I mean, we could talk to Miss Pat about getting fucked when you're a little kid. You know, she's got stories for days on that. But this is a different situation. Okay. Anyway. The investigator opened a can of worms. When she began investigating this matter, Carlos was a target for any girl who wanted to dig gold. So when the investigator was reaching more women willing to come forward, quick money on their minds, telling stories of Carlos having sex with them while they were underage, that's when they charged him with the crime. The real story, believe it or not, I'll let you decide. Is that Ola? I don't. Shadow, somebody, twins. Yes, I was there in the courtroom every day until they considered me a character witness, which was the last 2 days of the trial. I was also there for the sentencing. Yes, I was also his best friend and partner in music. I was his first producer, which meant I went almost everywhere he did for 5 years straight since 97. Also, or I should say, we all grew up in the same hood. We, meaning Carlos, Billy, Marbles, Grim, and I, This goes all the way back before Carlos became SPM. Looking, Carlos was no saint, I know that, but he didn't do what they put him behind bars for 45 years. Come on. Murderers and cocaine dealers do less time, and they want to bury him alive. He was getting too strong of an influence for Mexicans, period. I'm aware that I didn't say that correctly. I was reading it as it was written, which I thought would be cute for me to do. No? This was their opportunity to shut him up permanently. I wouldn't count him out. As long as he is breathing, he has a chance to get out of the situation. He was the luckiest fucker I know, and anyone who knew him will tell you that to be true. Okay, but dude, you know, but I don't understand. Usually the argument is the other way around. That, I'm selling blow and I'm doing more time than somebody who fucks kids is doing. This is the first time I've ever heard this argument flipped around the opposite way. Matter of fact, I'm not doing it tonight because it's 12 o'clock in the fucking morning, but I will research and see what the average sentence is for a fucking pedophile in Texas or Mexico or wherever the fuck. Texas, I think. I'm pretty sure. Texas, Mexican, different. South Park, I guess, is in Texas. I don't know these things. I'm a SPM fan, and I believe he was framed too. No, I'm not all fuck police or fuck the systems. I'm none of that. I'm actually pursuing a career in criminal justice. I hope one day I make detective. I believe he was framed because I know how women are these days, especially women who live off men. Those are the worst type of women because they will fuck up someone's life just for money. Money makes the world go round, I guess. There's some ruthless ass bitches out there, worser than men. Dude, I don't think worser is a word, and I'm not saying that for you. I've been hearing this more and more lately from people from all walks of life. Smart people, dumb people, people who write articles on the internet, and it just doesn't feel right to me. It used to be that you would say something along the lines of, there's some ruthless ass bitches out there who are worse than men. Not worser than men, but I mean, whatever. I'm not smart. I went to night school for a high school education. I don't know dick. I do not. Fuck my ass. I don't know SPM personally, but through his music and the effect that he has had on the Mexican American culture and the Houston culture, I feel like I do know him. Hold on, why don't you backtrack a little bit there, fatty? Because a couple of minutes ago, didn't you just say that you grew up with the motherfucker? We all grew up in the same hood. Look, read this sentence right here. I was his number one producer, which meant I'm almost everywhere that he went for the past 5 years straight since 97. Also, I should say we all grew up in the same hood. We, meaning Carlos, Billy, Marbles, my brother Grim, and I. This goes all the way back before Carlos became SPM. And then down here you're going to say, well, I didn't know the guy personally. Then what the fuck are you writing this for, dumbass? Your opinion don't count. Were you just some fucking jerk off looking to make the police force you sat in on a hearing think that a guy caught a raw deal and now you want to be a criminal justicer? Yeah, I don't care. I'm just reading the story because I want to know what actually happened here. Alright. I feel like I do know him. He raps about all the real shit that most people can relate to. He's not about all fancy shit. He's real, and that's why his fans stick by him. I guess nowadays they can't see a Mexican, aka a minority, come up because they think we doing something illegal. If a Mexican has money, oh, there's a drug dealer, or they're doing something else illegal. Practically saying, no Mexican cannot have better things than me. I will not accept that. That's how America looks at us. It's a damn shame. And that's the way. And they only remember the bad things. Not from me. Fuck you if you didn't read it. Well, hold on, sport. Let's calm down for a minute, okay? Not every motherfucker in America looks at a Mexican and says, oh, that motherfucker can't have nothing better than I have. There are plenty of motherfuckers that are doing better than me, and majority of them are not white. Now, do you see me going and grabbing a white hood, motherfucker? No. Now I understand what you're saying. Well, you're not a cop, dickface. You're not a judge. And you're not a prosecutor, so you don't count. Well, I'm not your average white dude either, man. You know? I've caught a raw deal in my own life, but what the fuck do I know about anything? All I'm trying to say is that makes you sound dumb. There are those people that are out there that think that way. But you can't say, well, I mean, dude did fuck a 14-year-old girl, but he didn't fuck a 9-year-old. I mean, he's got standards. Look, I don't know the guy personally, okay? And if I was in his position, I would want somebody to know the whole story, right? But if the whole story is that some 14-year-old girl was working in a strip club who he got pregnant off a one night stand and later turned out she was 18, I understand it's just that the age is a hard thing to get through. Alright, I got family members that are that age. And I mean, they're not little girls, but I've known, like, there's other family members who at that age you could tell did not look fucking 18, didn't have no business being in a strip club. Now I don't know what this girl looked like at the time. Who the fuck passed her into a strip club? Maybe the dude was too fucked up to realize what was going on. I don't know. Who the fuck knows, dude? I know I don't. All I'm saying is that's a real tough thing to get through. You know, look, if you like the dude's music, alright. I have no issue with that. You should be able to separate the art from the artist. Like, just because this is the worst argument to go with, but we're already here, we're queer, get used to it, so I'm going for it. Let's say OJ did cut off them people's heads. Does that make him not a good football player? Just because Aaron Hernandez allegedly shot a gang of people, does that mean that he wasn't a good player in the NFL? That he wasn't a Patriot? That he didn't go to the Super Bowl? It don't mean all those things. But come on, man. I mean, you gotta be able to put this to me in, like, you know, and then there's this. I'm not reading this crap. Summarize it in one word. Did not read SPM as a child molester, though. And somebody else said, do your homework. Forum is closed. Like, look, dude. Honestly, I don't have a fucking personal stake in this shit. If he did get set up, that's fucked up. And 45 years seems like a long time. Mm. Well, good. Fucking cunts. Child sexual assault charges carry substantial penalties. Third-degree felony, 2 to 10 years in prison, and a $10,000 fine. Second-degree felony, 2 to 20 years in prison, $10,000 fine, and a first-degree felony, 5 years to life imprisonment, $10,000 fine. See, now the only problem with this is this is a whole separate thing, because then we can start getting into complete different arguments about if two 16-year-old kids are sending each other nude photos, right? And they get caught in the school by teachers or some shit, both of those children are now considered pedophiles. At least I'm pretty sure in the state of New Jersey they are. Which is completely fucked because it's not the same thing. They're both underage. So, I mean, look, this is a conversation that needs to be had on another fucking day. If you enjoy the dude's music, enjoy it. But I mean, that's a real tough argument to get behind, dude. It's like, well, I mean, he's a good dude. He didn't fuck all those people underage, just one of them. It could have been a mistake, but dude, in the day and age that we live in, you gotta know better. Now, what do? Do you check IDs? Or what if she had a fake ID? Okay, then the problem with character witnesses, like, I can see how you can get caught up in this too at the same time. Fuck me, man. I'm glad I don't go to strip clubs. And I'm really happy that I don't live in the South. I don't know if it's any better here, but for Christ's sake, look. It's 12:30 at night, dude. I'm going to attempt to go to fucking bed. I don't need to be thinking about this kind of shit before I go to sleep. We'll pick this up on another day. Laughing at birds.